Speaking of like that attitude, did you see what happened with the Colts quarterback?
You
do.
So the Colts, I think he's a new quarterback. I think he's a young guy. And he like called himself out of the game at one point in the game. He's like bench, he wanted to go to the bench and wanted the old veteran, I can't remember who it is, Flacco or somebody, to come in and play for him. And after the game, they asked, Anthony Richardson's the young quarterback's name that called himself out, and it was Flacco. Damn. In the press conference, they asked him, what happened there? What was going on that play? Did you just have something drawn up for Flacco? Or he's like, well, I did a lot of running out there and I was tuckered out and I thought I needed to take a little rest. And they're like, are you serious? And so he's been getting trashed on like all the old former players who do like talking heads now are just shitting on him. It's like, you're not a steel worker.
What do you think? Is he wrong or right?
Yeah, I mean, wrong. Nobody else is calling themselves out of the game. Like, he's the quarterback. He runs least of all. Those guys who are running the routes every time, making it seem like they're the go guy. Like,
do you think that there's a moment in that game in which the release just went a little bit not as he planned it? And he's like, man, I'm getting tired. I'm about to throw a fucking interception. I better sit my ass out because I'm a little bit tired.
He ran on the previous play. He ran a good bit scrambling, and he was just tired. Like, nobody's ever done what he did before.
I'm not look, I don't know football.
He's been benched.
Has he? So I guess it's a mistake. Certainly career-wise it was. Mm-hmm. But I can't help but wonder if maybe players would be better if they did that. Like, players take plays off, but don't leave the game, right? And players always like don't cover their man all the way. I can see this is unlikely to go to the guy that I'm covering. I'm going to do a half-ass job, and they get away with it. But as quarterback, you can't really do that. So he called himself out, I think, for a play or so. I don't know.
Let him get plenty of rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mistake. It's hard to defend it, knowing how.
Quarterback, like, you're kind of the general.
You also got to see him like he's a young guy. Like he is not the guy on the team who needs rest. He looks like he should be able to scramble and then go and then do that for a full game of football like everybody else. I remember when like Peyton Manning was getting toward the end of his career, and he was old, and Brett Favre he was still running around out there. He wasn't calling himself out. He's just throwing INTs in the playoffs. You fucking piece of shit. Brett Favre's a scumbag. Brett Favre is the worst.
He is a scumbag.
Whoa, okay. Yes.
So if you don't know, he scammed all those kids in I think Mississippi, where he's from, out of like welfare money and funneled like $1 million of it to his pocket for like a speech he gave, and then $3 more million maybe went to his daughter's volleyball gymnasium being constructed or something like that. And then he's got just a piece of shit scumbag move for a guy whose whole image is being down to earth. He was always the Wrangler guy, like down to earth, kind of a country guy, conservative, like champion, and he's stealing from the poor of his own state. Like, that's his bag.
Yeah, and he has enough, like, I don't think he's short on money. He was the right guy.
The text messages were so incriminating. Like, I think it was the governor he was working with. If not, it was some other like
lieutenant governor, some shit like that. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm worried that people are going to find out we're stealing from the poor. And he's like, nah, no one will ever know. So like, he knew he was stealing from the poor while he was doing it. This isn't some misunderstanding. And he was assured he wouldn't get caught.
Is there something happening in his story now to bring this?
He was at the Trump rally yesterday, so I saw him speak there. He took the stage, and Donald was like, I shook his hand. Those fingers, they're like sausages. I'm like, what a weird thing to say.
Well, he's got those small hands. He's like, oh my God, I could do it.
Yeah, what do I say about this guy? But I shouldn't bring up that Mississippi stuff.
Definitely don't talk about his dick.
Don't talk about the dick pic. Yeah.
This guy really can.
He's the guy who
skin, doesn't he?
He's the guy who sent the flaccid dick pic that time, and it got intercepted or whatever. And he's also got the NFL.
That's more unhinged than the poor stealing. A flaccid dick pic? What are we doing? Like, just get hard, dude. You're a professional athlete.
Get with the program.
He was resting, Taylor. He was resting.
He's resting.
He sat himself out.
He said, I set my dick out because it wasn't right in the middle of fucking. I'm like, you know what? I gotta back out.
I think he's got the NFL record for interceptions.
He did. That could be one of those like
it's not,
because there's records for like Martin Brodeur, the goalie in the NHL, where they're like, oh, he has the record for the most goals allowed, and this kind of, and it's like, yeah, because he played way more than anyone else. So it's almost not fair.
Have the strikeout record? Does that sound right?
Some really good hitter has the strikeout record. I know what you're going to, because they're always going to put him up. So
if I was in Major League Baseball, I would not get the most strikeouts in history because they'd kick me off the team in no time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the most INTs because he threw a lot of INTs and he played a long time.
Yeah. Did he play like as long as Brady in those?
I think he was late 30s for sure. Because I remember he came back and played for somebody else. He played for the Vikings, maybe, for at least one season. Played for Green Bay forever.
Yes. I have to admit, as a Chicagoan suburbanite, and it was blasphemous for me to be, but I did, since 1997's quarterback challenge, I was a massive, massive fan of Brett Favre. I went as far as to say that he was my favorite quarterback. He took Joe Montana's place as my favorite quarterback, and that's always the position that I like to play when I was in high school. So when I found out all the other stuff, like one, it was impressive that he was out there fucking slinging it like that, drunk as fuck, right? So accurately still. Because have you ever tried to play COD with like when you're drunk? Even with one eye, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a disgrace now. Peyton Manning was always my favorite quarterback.
He's going down, or not like that. Let me rephrase that. He's sick right now, Brett Favre. I think he's got dementia. Just got diagnosed.
Oh yeah. So they drug him before Congress for the whole robbing the poor thing, and he was like, he opened like Kevin Spacey did. He's like, I now identify as a man with a neurological disorder. By the way, like he's got some degenerative Parkinson's. Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah,
should have went with gay.
And they're like, well, sorry to hear that, especially since you've got a lot of charges coming. I'm not sure if you'll be able to understand them and legally defend yourself going forward. And we don't care. It's a piece of shit. I hate that stealing from the poor thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I always like Peyton Manning because he would read the defense, or seemingly read the defense, and he'd call these audibles. He'd be like, whoa, Chestnut 45, Blue Eagle, and everybody would be like, oh shit, Blue Eagle? I didn't know it was that kind of move. And they all rearrange into a different shape and do a different fucking thing. And I always appreciated that because it was so above my head that I was just like, that guy's got to be the smartest quarterback in the league. And
well, he's got to be the smartest. Look at his fucking brain pan.
Look at that head.
Do you think he got off the shelf helmets?
No. That thing was extra tall.
He's a conehead from SNL.
It's crazy. It was so hard to be a Colts fan, which I was like for years, because every year we'd play Tom Brady. And he won a lot of Super Bowl.
He did the most.
Yeah, I think Peyton Manning might have the all-time record for most playoff losses.
Damn.
And it's because of Tom Brady. It speaks
to
his excellence.
It to the playoffs.
It speaks to how good Peyton Manning was and how great Brady was.
Well, you better enjoy while Brady has all these nice little records, because Patrick Mahomes is coming for all of them.
I hope so, dude. I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan. I wish him well. The Dodgers are the ones who showed out and like made an incredible World Series. So I don't know if y'all watched any of that.
Is it over?
But yeah, it's over. Freddie Freeman, like every night, was hitting. There's a Dodgers player called Freddie Freeman. He used to play for the Braves, and liked him a lot. He's a really nice guy. Like just always smiling and just a fan favorite. It was a shame when we lost him. Anyway, he hit multiple home runs in every single game, I think. Like he won all of the World Series basically on his back. And then in game, they lost one game. They were in there. So in game 5, the Dodgers need to win one more which was last night, win one more to win the whole series. And they're down 5-0. And they came back and won. They just rallied and won. It was a good game. I watched it on and off like throughout the series. And like, I just hate the Dodgers so much. I wanted the Yankees to win the series.
I feel like I'd rather see the Dodgers. I feel like anyone but the Yankees is the more common thing, right?
I don't have a dog in the fight, right? But the first baseball team, professional Major League Baseball team that I saw was the Dodgers. It was Fernando Valenzuela. I was 8 years old. It was the first time I ever traveled with my parents from Juarez. Drove to Los Angeles, watched it, came back. It was awesome. So I was like, all right, if I'm gonna pick one. Also, there's a lot of Mexicans over there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to side over there. You gotta. It's New York style pizza versus tacos. You know what I'm picking.
Oh, there's room for at all. Yeah, there's room for all those things.
That's right.
I just hate the Dodgers because they're just a problem for the Braves every year. Not that I'll ever watch them again. But I even like the Dodgers uniform. I think their uniform is sick. I think their helmets are sick. They've got those like matte helmets, not the shiny ones, which I think look really nice. I like everything about the Dodgers except that, they're not my team.
They keep beating up on your poor Braves, apparently.
Well, everybody does. We didn't even make it to the fucking playoffs this year because we're a bunch of fucking losers.
Hey, a lot of cool teams missed the playoffs.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
The returning champs, right? They missed it.
God damn it.
I don't even know who the return. Oh, the Rangers.
Yeah, Texas Rangers. Scum through the first pitch. They ended up winning. We have a night. Every year we have an OpTic night at the Ranger Stadium. So one of us is going to, this year was me. I threw the first pitch. I took it easy. I didn't want to throw as hard as I did the first year, which was 2 years ago. Where I'm just gonna show off. I'm gonna see if I still got it. And I fucking slang it. It's not that. So this time I just kept it easy, threw it in there. It was awesome. Nice. And then we have a Mavs night, and they made it all the way to the playoffs also. So we're like, holy fuck, we are the secret. Juventus, we had a Juventus night, and they fucking won too, like the championship.
Man.
So OpTic's a good charm. And then we won. Oh my god, get out of here.
Then you guys are on a hot streak.
Yeah, right.
We need to get you in there with Mahomes.
All I
Scump was already throwing the ball with Mahomes.
That's perfect because we need our third in a row this year. They say it can't be done.
It's never been done.
Never been done. Yeah,
dude, I'm hoping for it.
That'd be sick, dude. I was just I'm not a big NFL fan at all, but I see I have it on TV, like the Ravens playing the Chiefs. And I was telling Kyle and Woody that I'm so used to following sports where I'm always like, my team's going to suck. It's going to lose. It's going to be over. And then watching the Chiefs, I'm like, oh, the Chiefs are down by 3 to the Ravens. Crazy. I can't wait to see how they win. And then just run away with it. Pat Mahomes, takes it to the house, scores. Perfect. No stress watching him.
Was Taylor there?
I don't know.
I only watch if T Swift's there.
You only watch it?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I saw that her boyfriend got a touchdown, and I think that he has to be done after this year, right? 37 years old, tight end.
37?
I thought he was 37 or something.
I don't think he's that old. I don't know. It depends what his numbers are, right?
Yeah, but it seems like
35.
those hyper successful NFL guys that have got some wins, they got the credentials, they're going to be known as great. They start to measure out the all right, well, Brett Favre has Parkinson's and this guy killed himself and this guy has CTE so bad he's shaking all the time. I've already got 3 Super Bowls or whatever. I think I'm going to cash out.
I can see that too.
Agreed.
Yeah, the neurological thing is super scary.
Yeah.
And I see them they've got the new helmets now, but nobody really wears them. I think you almost get called a bitch if you wear the new helmet.
Yeah.
Even if you do, whiplash is still a thing. Your body's still going to your brain's gonna move in an unnatural way at any point. Doesn't it's not as bad as when you get hit in the head, sure, but you're still going to go through those things, and that is something you have to take. You're married, or you're not married, but you're about to maybe marry Taylor Swift, dude. Okay, it's trophy husband time. Okay, that woman is so fucking powerful. Just sit back and relax.
Yeah. See, I don't believe in the relationship. I think it's either fake or it ended a while ago, but it makes financial sense to pretend it's still going.
Dude, does she need the money? Dude, she don't need shit.
I think it's
she's
more
a billionaire.
Multi.
Oh yeah,
he's worth a lot.
Yeah,
and I mean he's only poor compared to her. He's
right.
He's so
fine
much money.
Too. Yeah.
Compared to most NFL players.
1.6 bill. Okay, so almost multi.
That's
rounds up the multi.
She's got a ton. Yeah. I don't know about the relationship being fake. I'm not that clued into it. But if that's what it takes to keep the Chiefs winning, keep running that relationship.
Yeah.
Push it forward.
Chiefs are undefeated.
Agreed. The Chiefs are undefeated. If I remember correctly, the game with the Falcons was close. And the Falcons are doing pretty well. I think the Falcons are probably leading their division. They're well above 500. They're 4-2 or 5-2 or some shit like that. I haven't looked in a minute, but they'll be in the playoffs. I'm looking forward to it. Actually,
5-3.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's gonna make the playoffs.
The Eagles are 5-2. So good year.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. It'll be fun to watch who the Chiefs beat in the Super Bowl this year.
I put $1,000 on the Bears to win. If they win, I'm going to get 45,000. I was super hyped. I was super hyped on Caleb. And like 2 Sundays ago, I'm like, you know what? It looked fucking good. You know, this is how this story begins. You know, so I'm like, I'm gonna be that guy that won that shit.
The visionary.
Yeah. Looks like their last.
Every now and then a bet like that
doesn't look
they're
like
4-3, so the season's far from over. But they're not looking like they're Super Bowl winners.
They need Detroit and Green Bay and Minnesota to.
Every so often, something magical happens, though.
That's true.
Yeah, you can go on a run.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to go on a run in
bet.
baseball, though. I don't know about the NFL. Like they get a lot of.
I mean,
goes.
Detroit's up there, you know, obviously. Like,